prepare for it, it can be damaging to the business. You can grow under control. To me, I believe that growing out of control is probably worse than not growing at all, because you can tarnish your image in 5 minutes. Something that took you 5 years to create, you can send it down the drain in 5 minutes.
And it happens to many people.
Yes, exactly.
To many people. The ratio of failure or business failure is huge, and it's higher between Latinos, businessmen or women. So now, what kind of advice could you give to any Latino entrepreneur that is thinking to launch a business?
My advice from personal experience is, yes, follow your heart, but take your brain along. There's nothing wrong with tapping on people's shoulders and saying, I need help, because we all have weaknesses and we all have strengths. And if for some of us, especially in our community, our ego is very big. So asking for help could be a sign, or we think it's a sign of weakness, and it's not. You have to enroll people in your project that know what they're doing. 2 heads are better than one. You know, if I would have put that aside in that at that time in previous businesses, the business would be very different than it is now. So reach out to your community, to the state, to people who know what they are doing, and ask them for feedback and for help. How do I do this?
I would like to add some advice for someone who's starting, and I will say planning and preparation. I came to this country and with just high school education, but I decided not to stay there, especially when I was working. I always had a dream to start in a business, and it was not only a dream, it was a mission. And I took community college classes at night, online classes. I wanted to get ready, and you have to do that because you're going to be running a business, and at the beginning you have to cover every single aspect of the business. You don't have to be a master, but you might need a little bit of accounting, a little bit of this, a little bit of marketing, and you have even if it's a slight knowledge of what you're doing or what you're getting into, you will make better decisions. And preparation, if you plan something on paper and you find a mistake, I'd rather find a mistake on paper than after I spend $1,000 on that project or something. So to me, it's like no one's going to build a skyscraper without a blueprint. And I like to build a blueprint first, review it on paper, and then see if it looks good or not. And get a second set of eyes, because there are always going to be blind spots, and someone might be able to catch them.
Is somebody mentoring you?
We have had mentors. One of them is the friend that I mentioned. He's a very successful business owner, many businesses, and right now he's traveling the world because why not, right? So we always reach out to him because we consider him to be a key person in our success.
Should you say that we all of us need a mentor if we're launching a business?
Yes, I think we all need a mentor, whether we realize it or not. And to touch on what my husband said, I come from a different perspective of, not a lot of us know how to prepare or know that we have to get prepared. But we're telling you, you have to prepare yourselves, especially financially on the accounting side. You have to do that.
How do you handle your own life in terms of, I know that have a business, being an entrepreneur is very difficult, demanding. How do you separate your business dreams and obsessions with your personal life? Do you meditate? Do you have some habit that help you actually to pursue your dreams?
Yes, for me, it's definitely that because my background is in holistic medicine. So for me, the way that I tend to relax is to step back and do forms of meditation or prayer or just a little walk in the park, something that could help me step back from the issues and just kind of see them overhead. My husband has a different way of doing that, but that it helps him too. So
yeah, I would say that disconnecting, whatever is your passion, your hobby or whatever, try to not stop doing that. I love golf. I try to play golf as much as I can, and I love spending time with the family. So every time we have a chance to go for a quick weekend getaway with the kids, take them to the pool, we try to do that all the time because you have to disconnect from the business. And not only because you want to disconnect, but because once you get back, you're fresh and you're going to be more efficient.
Now, do you have any figure, not part of your family at this point, that you admire the most? Could be not alive or alive. Is anybody that is the inspiration?
For me, I always really looked up to Sir Richard Branson, founder of Virgin. He is just a phenomenal human being, not just entrepreneur, business owner, but also philanthropist, also a person who empowers the young generation and every generation before and after that. And he's fearless, but he also knows what he's doing.
If you would be in front of him, what would you ask him?
I would actually probably not ask him anything because I would be in so much shock. No, but I would just probably just ask him for any pearls of wisdom that he may have. I think you kind of hear the same kind of pearls of wisdom from different kind of people, but when you hear it from a person that you admire so much, your brain soaks it up like a sponge.
Right. If I would give you a billboard in the most important corner in town, which message would you write on it for the people to see or read? Beside your brand, of course. No promoting your brand. What would you write on it or put on it?
Oh, well, I would probably have so much to do. I think I would put something along the line of, are you living in the now?
Are you living in the now? What do you mean by that?
We tend to live in the past. That causes depression, can cause depression, or sometimes we tend to live in the future, which can cause anxiety. What I mean by that is what's going to happen or what happened. We're stuck. But when we focus on living in the now, like we are now having this conversation, we're actually experiencing this moment. We're savoring it. I'm not thinking about what happened yesterday. I'm not thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm focused on this moment. Are you living in the now?
That's interesting. Do you have any other message or similar?
No, I agree with that because I think on things like this, we're like almost on the same page. And yeah, that is really important because I could easily be on my vacation and thinking that on Monday I have to go back to work and I will be miserable next to the pool just because I'm thinking what's going to happen the next day. So it's really important to enjoy every minute that we're alive and try to use our time the best as we can. So do what you love, and I will put it on a billboard, do what you love, and that will cover like almost everything.
So that's 2 billboards now. We can
do like a little fine print and all the way down.
Disclaimer.
Any final message that you would like to share with us from your heart or your mind, your brain, for our listeners? It's very important that we don't get stuck with whatever challenge comes up. There's always a way around it. There's something that my teacher has always said, and it sticks to me. You know, life is full of obstacles and challenges and blessings too. So if you have something in front of you, a challenge like a boulder, we tend to get stuck. So the key is to step back, reach out to people that may be able to help you, and then just kind of flow around that obstacle. There's always ways around that obstacle. And I know I could speak for you as well, sweetie, is that we are here to empower and to help our community. So we are open to having people reach out to us. And if they have a question, we are here because we know how it feels to be on that side. And we're still there. We're still struggling on some aspects. So we're here for you. Interesting. What about you, Pliñio?
We're in a country that is full of opportunities, and they're available for everybody. So you have to think that they're available not just for certain kind of people or certain classes. It's available for everybody, but they're not going to come to you. You don't have to go grab them. You have to do it. It's not going to be easy. So keep in mind that if you work hard, the reward is going to be big. So to me, it's like that's one of my philosophies. Work hard and the rewards will be big.
Marcela, Pliñio, thank you so much for being with us in Cómo Lo Hizo. Very interesting. I myself learn a lot about your experience and your philosophy. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
To learn more about Majestic Bliss Soaps and Marcela, go to majesticblisssoaps.com. Thanks so much for listening to our show this week. If you want to find out more about our podcast, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ComoLoHizo, or visit our website at ComoLoHizo.com. Please subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to your podcast. If you want to reach out to comment or suggest a topic, please email hello@ComoLoHizo.com. This show was produced at the iHeart Studios in Los Angeles. I'd like to thank our producer Amelia Macchiavello, our sound engineer Martin Garcia, our technical supervisor Nathan Staton, and Annie Siderovich, our general producer. Cómo Lo Hizo is a co-production from Premier Radio Network and Crece Grow Media. I am Fernando Schiantarelli. Thanks again for listening.